Right then, hope you're all doing well. It's that season now where we've got elderflowers blooming everywhere. We're just entering June. Really good time to actually pick elderflowers. So what we're going to do is make an elderflower syrup. We're also going to do an elderflower fizz later down the line. This is a fantastic book, the absolute basics. So it's not just for children, but for beginners. And it really has a really good, in-depth guide. Shows you what kind of, the elderflower, and then also when it berries later in the season towards fall. It's got a couple of really good recipes in it. Elders are fantastic. It's actually got 8 pages covered on elder. It's got a couple of recipes, but the one that I really want to do is the elderflower syrup. And there it is, the best elderflower syrup in the world. And it truly is. I've just been experimenting really, so I've got, this is what I've made earlier, the elderflower cordial. And I've also made some pineapple weed cordial, which I've covered in a separate video, but that's also fantastic. You obviously need your elderflowers. Now I've actually debugged these, and I've actually put them outside and made a little door, a towel over the top, and then all the creepy crawlies come outside. And then you need 2 unwaxed lemons, really important. And what you need to do with the lemons is you need to cut them into quarters, squeeze them, put them in to boil as well. And the lemons are quite important here. It just adds that balance of the citrus and the sweetness. It's really combines well. And then of course the elderflowers. 900 grams of the organic Fairtrade sugar. So simply what you do is you get a litre of boiling water, you boil the kettle, you put it into a pan, you weigh out 900 grams of sugar, you put it into your saucepan, and I'm actually simmering this now, which I've been doing in advance. You get your quarter lemons, you squeeze them, and then you drop them in. And then what you need to do is you simmer that for a couple of hours, just to let all those essential oils from the fruits just diffuse into the water. And then once that's cool, this is really important, once it's cool, that's when you add all the flower heads. Essentially, when it's done, you want to strain that. I've got some really good bottles here, but I've got these are really good. I prefer these, and you can nicely label them up. And I've got a funnel and a sieve. You can use a muslin, basically takes any sediments out. Just a couple of little tips here. So when you're actually picking your elderflowers, just snap just where it branches off, put into a bag, but also just be careful that you don't shake that bag too much, because the pollen is really quite an important part of the recipe, and that's where all the flavour is. And I'd also recommend not to wash them. So 2 things, make sure you pick carefully, your transportation is careful, and then thirdly, don't wash. And that's the secret to the best recipe for elderflower syrup in the world. And then by doing this homemade, it is absolutely brilliant. It's unprocessed, you're going outside, you're doing a bit of foraging, you're getting that good fresh air, you're getting good exercise, you're in touch with nature, and it's just a whole lot less processed. So when you look at this here, and you look how the naturalness of that, the sugar will naturally preserve that, it will last quite a long time. And you compare that to something like this, which is quite an expensive ingredient. You're paying £2 to £4 for a bottle like this. And then there's a lot of additives as well, so you're looking at citric acid, glucose syrup, you're even adding fructose. And then when you come to make it, it's all down to preference. So let's get some ice cubes. Always good with ice. Just a little tip here, what you can do is when you remove the lemons, these become candied. So just put them in a glass, put a candied lemon in, which we saved as a tip. And then essentially you can use still water or spring water. I prefer sparkling water. And then you serve to taste to your preferences. And you only need a small amount. Always great to have a bartender's spoon, you can give it a real good stir. Oh, that's just simply amazing, really refreshing, a fantastic summer drink. Also, just a little final tip as well, you can also make ice lollies from this. You can actually cube them up. I've done some, I've got these ice cube trays which are brilliant, where I've done wild garlic, scapes, preserving that in olive oil, coriander and parsley, and lemon and lime shot. So you can actually put these in a new one, label it up. Anyway, really hope you're enjoying the show, and make sure you subscribe. lots of things on recipes, foraging, nutrition. I really hope you enjoy this show. So enjoy.